You do not need to be doing that. And what do I mean by that? That is anything that you do for fun that doesn't give you, like, on a regular basis, anything you do for fun that doesn't push you towards where you want to go. And what does that look like, for example? Some examples of this could be like drinking every chance you have, spending like hours a day playing video games or binge watching a show, or smoking weed, or I don't know, anything that isn't gonna push you where you want to go. So like, obviously, if you want to become a video game streamer, then yeah, play video games all the time because it's what you're trying to do. But like for average person, if you're just playing for fun, like it's cool to play video games, don't get me wrong. And it's probably good health benefits for it, but just don't play it nonstop, constantly, every day, to where you're putting off all the other stuff you can be doing to further your goals. So let me speak on my experiences. So I'd say like even last year, I was not very productive at all. I would spend so much time playing video games, so much time watching TV, so much time smoking weed, and I drink every weekend. And where did that get me? I feel like when I think of my life, I was productive freshman year because I was going to the gym, I was making a lot of connections through coming up to a new school, getting good grades, like I was doing all that. But I feel like the jump from freshman year to junior year, I was in the same place at the end of freshman year as I was at the beginning of junior year. Versus sophomore year, I feel like I was just in the middle ground between the two, and I didn't really grow. And I blame all of that on me being lazy because I was focused on the wrong things. I had bad habits, and I was not locked in at all. And now being locked in, I like look at myself back then and I'm like, was that really me? Like, why did I decide to do that? And I know I grew with my faith and everything like that. But like, even with my faith, like I still needed to make that jump. Like when it comes to like, yeah, it did help me, stop smoking, and it helped me because I don't smoke anymore. And it helped me limit the amount of times I drink, like to very, very occasionally. Not every week, definitely not every week. Yeah, I mean, and then like when it comes to like video games and watching TV, I still play video games every once in a while, maybe like once a week. And then I watch TV, like I like to watch the NBA, the NFL, sometimes a show with my roommate, but like I don't spend hours a day sitting there, either laying in bed or sitting on the couch watching TV, eating chips, when I could be doing anything else, because I know where I want to go, and I know that I need to take care of all that now. So like I'm in my junior year, and I need to be applying for internships, and that's what I've been doing, because that's the only way I'm going to get a job, is if I get a good internship. So instead of me sitting there and catching up on the new shows and all that, which, I do with some shows. Like I actually do watch The Penguin, I'm not gonna lie, that show is really good, but that's once a week for 45 minutes. But like, instead of me binge watching all these shows and trying to catch up with everybody's opinions on everything, I'm like, I could do all that later. I could do that when I'm making passive income. Do I have any passive income yet? No, I don't. So that's why I need to grind right now, so then I can go watch shows and I can get paid. I'd be making money while I'm going and watching, I don't know, Better Call Saul or something like that, you know what I mean? So that's why I think it's so important to just be focused on your goals right now. I'm assuming most of you guys are younger to where you guys don't have it figured out. So for everybody watching this, pretty much, just remember, like, you gotta focus on what you want to do now, so then you could do all the other stuff later on. So yeah. And then I'd say like what I've been like since then, since cutting all that off, is it's just like, whenever I start watching, like I had like a couple weeks ago, I started getting lazy. I started watching a show, and I was watching it, like I was kind of addicted to it. I started getting addicted to it for a couple days, and then I one day I was just sitting there, I'm like, what am I doing? Like, this is good, but like, why? Like, why am I watching this? Like, I could be watching, I don't know, someone talk about day trading or and giving me tips, or, you know, applying for internships or studying for my classes or in the gym, which, I mean, I was still going to the gym, but I could have been doing anything else, reading the Bible, anything else with my time. And I decided to do that, and it kind of grossed me out. So I'm way more locked in now. I haven't even touched that show in weeks. So yeah. But I just recommend for you guys, like, if you guys have a hard, my bad. If y'all have a hard time, like, getting past an addiction, I would just, like, the thing is, like, or like, not addiction, bad habit, anything like that. I would just say, like, try your best to not touch it for a few days, so then it gets out of your routine. It gets out of your routine, because I feel like your mind, and this isn't scientifically proven or anything, this is just how I feel like your mind gets used to doing the same thing over and over again. I mean, that's true, but like, when you stop doing something for a few days, it's easier to stop doing it altogether. So, like, for example, and I can speak of this from experience, last year when I was going to the gym, I would have something happen to me, like, I don't know, I'd either get sick, like a minor injury or something like that, and then I would be going for weeks in a row consistently, and then that injury would happen, and I'd be out for a few days, and then I couldn't get back into the gym. So that's one example, and that's, like, you know, that's a good habit, like falling out of a good habit. Falling out of a bad habit is harder, obviously, because it's easier to do. But I would just recommend getting off of it for a few days, and it will get easier and easier with time. Like, I don't even think about smoking weed, for example, anymore. So I used to smoke all the time. Like, last year, I would smoke all the time. This summer, the first half of the summer, I would smoke all the time. But then I locked in, and then I fell back into it when I got back up to school in August. And then after August, I've been locked in. I haven't been smoking. And the one thing is, I get migraines, so, like, that does kind of suck. Smoking did help my migraines, but I figured out with, like, CBD joints, I could be good. So I just try to stick to those whenever I can, because they don't get me high. But the best way that I was able to quit it is literally I just stopped, and then it got way easier. Like, I don't even think about it. Like, I'm not sitting here like, dang, I wish I could smoke. That's how I was. The only time I do is when I have a migraine, but, like, even then I don't really take it seriously. You know, before, every single day I'd be like, dang, I wish I could smoke right now. I wish I could smoke right now. I wish I could smoke right now. If I wasn't smoking, then I would want to. And I'd say that's probably the hardest addiction for me to personally to get off of. And I was able to. So I know you guys can. You guys just have to, I know it's a hard term, but go cold turkey. Like, I know a lot of you guys are probably addicted to nicotine, because I know it's a big thing. I've personally never got into nicotine, so, like, the vaping and all that, I'm good off that. Like, that never got me. But, like, I know a lot of people are, and if you're one of those people, I'd recommend, I know it's a lot harder because you have that chemical addiction. I'd recommend trying to ease off of it. So, like, limit yourself. Like, count the amount of times. Like, maybe, like, at first, only limit yourself to 5 times a day hitting it. And then do that for a week. And then the next week, do it, like, 2 times a day. And then after that week, 1 time a day. And after that, do it, like 3 days throughout the week. And then after that, you get 1 day on the week, and then after that, just stop altogether. So it's gonna be like a month-long process, over a month-long process, but I know you guys can do it. So I just recommend, yeah, doing something like that, because I know that's a lot harder to get off of, but it's not good for you. If you're just ripping your nicotine, you're thinking about it, it's getting your mind off of where you want to go, what you're trying to achieve, where you really need to lock in your mind. Your mind is so powerful, and you need to make sure that that's staying intact, and that staying, like, as functional, as sober as possible. And I know, you know, nicotine doesn't make you not sober, but it gives you that buzz, and it's just not what your brain needs. That's not what your brain needs to be focusing on, is getting that fix. It needs to be focused on, you know, helping you achieve your goals. So that's pretty much all I have. And yeah, this one's a little shorter, but that's the second pillar. You know, I said I was this month I'm going over all 4 pillars. The second pillar, cutting off bad habits. And yeah, I'll catch y'all.